Hi all. Today we are going to discuss the exercise question of chapter 3 fibers and plastics. First question. Explain why some fibers are called synthetic. You know what are synthetic fibers? They are man-made fibers prepared by using chemicals. It is made up of small units that can join together to form long chains. So it's a polymer and some of the examples of synthetic fibers are nylon, rayon, acrylic, polyester, etc. So first you have to write what are synthetic fibers. They are man-made fibers prepared by using chemicals. Then you have to write down how it is made up of. They are made up of small units and it is joined together to form long chains. And write two or three examples also. Next question, mark the correct answer. The question is, rayon is different from synthetic fiber because. Why rayon is different? We can see the options. Three options are given. It is silk-like appearance. It is obtained from wood pulp. Its fibers can also be woven like those of natural fibers. Okay, so silk-like appearance, no, and it is woven like those of natural fibers, no. You studied that rayon is a synthetic fiber, but the raw material for fiber that rayon is wood pulp. So option B is the correct answer. It is obtained from wood pulp. Now move to the third question. Fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Synthetic fibers are also called dash or dash fibers. Synthetic fibers are also called artificial or man-made fibers. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from raw materials called. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from which raw material? Of petrochemicals. Okay, the raw materials for synthetic fibers is petrochemicals. Like synthetic fibers, plastic is also a polymer. Okay, we studied what is a polymer. And polymer is a unit, a large unit of a small similar units. So I hope this question is clear. Move to the fourth question. Give examples which indicate that nylon fiber are very strong. So we can write this answer by you giving some examples. Okay, the very good example is parachutes and ropes of rope climbing. You know that these are all made up of nylon ropes and it's too strong. Then seat belts, fishing nets. The nylon is also used for making sports accessories like rackets. Any three examples with the where it is using you have to write. Let's move to fifth question. Explain why plastic containers are favored for storing food. You know that usually we are preferring plastic containers. What's the reason behind that? Because you know that if you are storing in iron container or some, it will react with moisture and all. So plastic is non-reactive and it will not react with the ingredients of food items also. And we discuss one question, why these chemicals are stored in plastic bottle also. That is also the same reason in chemistry lab and all these chemicals we are storing in plastic bottles, because these plastic bottles are highly sealed, non-reactive, and it will not react with the chemicals what it is inside also. Now move to the sixth question. Explain the difference between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. So we studied already what is thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. What is thermosetting plastic? Yeah, it cannot be softened by heating. Thermoplastic means it can be softened by heating. So thermosetting plastic first is it cannot be made It will break if we attempt to bend thermosetting plastic. And thermoplastic means it can bend easily. Then I told you already, on heating thermosetting plastic, it cannot be softened, and that's the reason it cannot be reshaped or molded. And when come to thermoplastic, on heating thermoplastic, it becomes softened and can be molded or reshaped easily. And in this same table, you can add the examples for thermosetting and thermoplastic also and make it more elaborate. Next one, explain why the following are made up of thermosetting plastic. First one, saucepan handles. Why saucepan handles? Because these plastics, thermosetting plastics, are bad conductors of heat. Okay, and otherwise, if it is conductor of heat, we will get that heat, or our hand will burn. The heat will pass through that handle also, and it will not get softened while heating also. If it is softened, means the plastic can melt and form liquid type. So that is why we are using, if we are using simple plastics, so it can be softened. So why we are using thermosetting is the main two reason is there are bad conductors of heat, and you cannot do not get softened also. Next one, why we are using electric plug switches, plug ports. So we studied the bakelite, especially the bakelite is a kind of thermosetting plastic, which is a bad conductor of heat and electricity, used for making these electric plug switches, plug boards, etc. Why it is using? Because it is a bad conductor of heat and electricity, means it will not allow the passage of heat and electricity. Now here some materials are given. We have to categorize the materials that can be recycled and cannot be recycled. You know that. What is recycling? We will make it recycle and use again. We can use it again, and some things we know that we can't able to transform into other form and make it again or use it again. So here some materials are given. You have to categorize which all are the things are recycled and cannot be recycled. First one, telephone instruments. Telephone instruments, it cannot be recycled. Plastic toys, yeah, plastic toys can be recycled. Cooker handles, it cannot be recycled. And you know that here how you can identify which all are thermosetting that cannot be recycled, because it cannot be molded, melted or something. So that we can write in cannot be recycled. These all are, these cooker handles, telephone instruments are all made up of that one, so it cannot be recycled. Then carry bags are all simple plastic, so that can be recycled. Carry bags, ballpoint pens, plastic balls, plastic covering on electrical wires, that is simple, that coating only, it is just a plastic, so that can be also recycled. Plastic chairs, these all can be recycled. Then last one is electric switches, that is also thermosetting one, that cannot be recycled. Okay, here the table is given, you can refer it. Ninth question, Rana wants to buy shirts for summer. Should he buy cotton shirts or shirts made from synthetic material? Advice Rana giving your reason. She wanted to use summer, isn't it? For summer, you know that it's too hot. So which one you prefer? Yeah, definitely you will tell her or him to buy a cotton shirt, because it is a good absorber of water, and it can soak the sweat coming out of the body and expose it to the environment. And these cotton materials will not absorb that much heat also. So, and also it helps evaporating the sweat and helps cooling your body. Okay. Next question. Give examples to show that plastics are non-corrosive in nature. What do you mean by non-corrosive? It will not react with any other chemicals or surroundings. But okay, here the question is to give examples. Plastics are non-corrosive. That means they do not react if they will come in contact with the strong chemicals also. The examples are the cleaning chemicals that we used at home are stored in plastic bottles instead of metal containers. The cleaning chemicals, you know that Dettol, phenyl, and all are we are using in we are storing in plastic containers, and you know that it will not be react. But if you are storing in steel or iron container, it will react. And I told you already in chemistry labs and all, the chemicals and some drugs like medicines also are stored in plastic bottles. 11th question. Should the handle and bristles of toothbrush are made of the same material? Explain your answer. What is handle? Handle means what we are holding. Bristle means that fine. What we saying? Fine thread-like structure. So it is not made up of same material, isn't it? The handle should be hard and strong that we have to hold, and while the bristle is soft and flexible. Next one, avoid plastics as far as possible. Comment on this advice. Why they are telling we have to avoid the use of plastic? Because this plastics we know that it has a lot of advantages. It can be easy to carry, and now we saw that it is non-reactive, but the main thing is it is non-biodegradable, non-biodegradable in nature. So it will not destroy even if after long years also it will remain in the it will act as a coat over the soil and it will not destroy. So it will cause lead to environment pollution, and if we are trying to burn, so the gas, poisonous gas, will produce air pollution. Then suppose if we are planning to dump in the garbage dump, or if any animals will swallow, so it will affect their respiratory system and cause the death of that animals also. And suppose if we are dumping or throwing through the river, so what will happen there also, it will not destroy, it will just act as a layer or somewhere it will dump over that. That is why they are telling that avoid plastics as far as possible. So how we can avoid that also we can just discuss. Instead of plastics bags and all, you can carry paper bags or woolen bags or something. And the plastic containers means that a tiffin box and all you can replace by steel one or something. Like that way you can reduce the use of plastics. Next, one at the following, mark the times in column A correctly with the phrase given in column B. So polyester. So you know that polyester it will not wrinkle that much easily. Which one is wrinkle more easily? Cotton one, isn't it? Then Teflon used to make non-stick cookware. Then Rayon, yeah, we discussed already, prepared by using wood pulp. Then nylon used for making parachutes and stockings. Okay, here the answer is given. You can note it down. Last question. Manufacturing synthetic fibers is actually helping conservation of forest. Comment. Yeah. Synthetic fibers means man-made fibers. And you know that the natural fibers, it is made from nature. And we are using the woods, animals, and all. Animals, what we say. So, but in the case of synthetic fibers, the raw materials, these not derived from the trees and all, and we have no need to cutting off lot of trees. In that way we can um we can reduce the deforestation and all, so that in the that can prove like, or in this way it is helpful for the conservation of forest. Okay, I hope I discussed almost all the questions of that exercise, and it's clear for you also. So please write down these questions and answers in your notebook. Okay, thank you all.